Introducing the BBFF Editor. In this video, I just want to walk you through the editor, some of the features, and show you around. So let's close this, and when you start up the editor, this just gives you a bit of information. The first thing I want to ask you is please back up your project. I have done my best to test the editor, but I would hate you to lose anything because of something that might go wrong. This is certainly a 1.0 version. I've been working on it for a while and will continue to work on it. But anyway, please make a backup and then give it a try. Start by opening a project. You need to find your project. It usually is going to be a folder with a .bbp file in it, and select that folder. And then the first time you open a project, every time you open your browser, if you open the project, it's going to also ask you a warning. It'll give you a warning that is going to ask you if the app is allowed to edit the files in that folder, and you'll need to accept that as well. So to get started, you've got the standard folder list down the side. You can work through and find a song from there. Once you've loaded up a song, you've got the parts in this top panel and the note editor in the bottom. You can fold it up to just look at the notes of the instruments that are being used, and unfold it to have access to all the instruments. Let's have a look. You can divide the two if you need more space on one or the other. Standard, you've got all the parts that the BeatBuddy supports. You've got the intro, then various numbers of parts. The parts have their main beat, then the fills, then the transition, and the accent. You can add a part and you can remove a part. You can also swap parts by dragging them between them. Each part can be loaded into the bottom just by clicking. So the active one is dark. Then playback, you can play a beat. You can set it to loop. It will automatically set a main beat to loop. You can switch change the volume of the accent. You can play the accent. You can remove and pick a different accent. Everything is undoable. So you can undo all the way back to the beginning, and that undo history will run all the way back. Obviously, if you've gone back a few steps and you have perform another edit, then everything you won't be able to redo again, as standard undo redo stacks work. Let's have a look at the editor. So if I fold up this beat, I can see the beat happening here. I can play through it. Okay, let's recreate that beat. So we're going to create a new part, add a track, and we're going to go down. We want to add the kick drum, and then let's unfold it because we're going to add some more instruments. Let's get some, where am I finding my hi-hat? Hi-hat, okay. So let's just put in a bit of hi-hat. I'm double clicking as I go to add in the notes there. Okay, so far I've got. Okay, we need some cross stick, another kick drum, another cross stick. Oh, wrong place, slide it across. Okay, got that. Now it doesn't sound it sounds pretty mechanical. So beat and cross stick, we probably want quite loud, so we can load those up with the velocity. And then every alternate hi-hat, we maybe want to drop the volume a little bit, and we can do that. Yeah, it's sounding a little bit better, right? If I wanted to select all the hi-hats, I can do that there, and then I can adjust them, and they'll adjust together in a bit of a relative way. Okay, so we can drop the volume of those all together. Okay, sounding a bit better. Now, with this kind of beat, you generally want 4 bars, and we want that open hi-hat at the end. So all we do is you double the beat. Now you can see it's twice as long. Double it again. Now it's 4 times as long. And right at the end, we can make this hi-hat open, get its volume right up. And now we just want to play from that part. Let's hear how it goes from there. There we go. Fold it as we go. There we go. We got our beat created, and it didn't take long at all. You can then also double up, change the divisions that the editor's working in, so we can work it in 30-second notes if we want to be able to put in little beats. You can go all the way down to 64th. You can make it smaller by dropping it to 8, so you can adjust the divisions that you're working with there. When you are working, you don't have to work within the grid. Obviously, it has a snap to grid, so if I double click, it fills it in. I can do that. I can also drag the length, which works if you're using non-percussion instruments. You can set the length of a note. You can also hold down your control or command key, and you can have fine-tune adjustments to both the width and to how you're sliding it around. So you do have that option as well. Plus, you can hold the shift key and select random elements at the same time if you want to, and then you can use your keyboard right, left, up, down to make adjustments as well. Everything again being completely undoable. You can change the time signature. So this is currently in 4/4, but we can change it to a 3/4 beat, and it'll adjust the end to suit that. And undo that. We can make it 4/8, and it'll do that as well. And you can increase the bar count. So if we increase the bar count to 5, we've got a bar at the end, but we can undo that. And if I hold down the shift key, I can add a bar at the front. But it gets better than that. If I hold both the command and the shift key, it adds at the front, but it adds the same notes as were in what was the first bar. Undo that. Same thing can happen at the end. Hold down the command and shift, just the command key, and it adds with repeating the last beats. The last bar as it goes. So you've got quite a bit of control for repeating and adding and going from there. Let's go back to our created part. Let's say we want, I don't know why we might want it, but let's say we want cross stick and snare drum. I can copy those. I can unfold. I can set where I'm going to paste. Actually, let's just do it with a single one. Copy there, and let's paste there. Right, so copy and paste works. I can copy all of them. I can set where I want to paste, and I can paste them all in and move them around. Again, undo, all available as well. I think that about covers what we're doing. To delete a part, there's the delete button there, and then to delete the track, we've got the delete there. Adding a fill is done there. It can be deleted. Let's have a look at fills. Fills are interesting, especially in the BeatBuddy, because a fill doesn't need to be a full bar, and you can see that here. So this fill is just, right, it doesn't need the boom ta before the fill. And so by setting this, the first 2 beats of the bar will be played by the main beat, and the fill will only play in beats 3 and 4. And so that can be really useful if you want a fill. It's just 1 or 2, call them notes, like this one is. And so you can just drag it. If I were to drag it here, then the fill would be 2 beats of silence and then the fill. So if you're creating a fill just towards the end of the bar, just drag this up, and then the BeatBuddy will play your notes up front, and then play the fill, and then transition back into the main beat. Also, fills tend to have an accent right at the end. So you got a bada boom, right? And so this little extra beat is available on fills. So you won't see it on the main beat. The main beat comes right to the end. But if you come to a fill, you've got these 2 extra note options, which is where you can put in that accent at the end of your fill. And that's applicable to intros, to drum fills, and to transitions. They're all able to have that final accent beat that gets played on top of the part that it's going into. You can click on an instrument name to audition that sound, to check that it's a sound you're wanting. Let me see what else I can show you. Okay, we've got tempo, right? So we can adjust the tempo with a slider, as you'd expect, but you can also tap tempo. As I tap, I can kind of find a beat and slow it down. So maybe I'm tapping to a song I'm wanting to build a song to, and I can find the tempo that I'm working with. I can change the drum set. So let's change it to rock. By the way, I'm hitting the space key there to trigger playback, which is nice for quick work there. You can also use other keyboard shortcuts. So you've got Control A or Command A will select everything in a track. Once you've got selected items, I think I've explained already, up, down, left, right arrows work. Command C or Control C, Command V, Control V for copy and paste. You can also cut and paste. So Control or Command X will cut, and then Control or Command Z is undo. Fairly standard things. You can rename your fill. So if you just click on there, you can just call this fill 1, call this intro, and you can change the whole name of the song. Okay, so all of that's available, and again, everything is undoable. Even changing the kit and the tempo, all undoable. What else can we do? We can reorder songs. We can reorder folders. And finally, we can export a song. And there's your song exported. What else is available? I think that pretty much covers it for the songs. Then let's jump across quickly to playlists. Playlists, simple, add a playlist. Select that. Find a song, double click to drag it in, to pop it in, or drag it in. Reorder it. And another one, you can add duplicates if you need to. Double click to remove them. That's what you need to do. You can edit the name of your playlist. And then finally, you can save your project. And there's your project saved. And then we can synchronize to SD card. So let's just go back here. We're seeing this again. Synchronize to SD card. Where do I want? I want to find my SD card. Currently, it's a different project, so we're going to see how quickly it goes, completely overwriting that with a new project. Let's go. I need to give it permission to access that. And here we go. Completely synchronized. So that's the BBFF editor, and I hope you'll give it a try.